I thank the Leader of the Opposition. On reserves, I'm not arguing on the technicalities of percentages, drawdowns, NIRC, and so on. I'm going on a basic principle that our mindset should be, what is a rainy day fund, what is my daily expenses, and I meet my needs. We do draw from the rainy day fund a certain stream of income to spend. We thought this over carefully, we debated this in the House, we agreed upon a rule which we felt was a fair distribution between the present and the future generations, which is that of the expected earnings, half will be taken to be spent, half will go back and be reinvested and will be for the future. We made that decision knowing that there would be ups and downs, knowing that one day we would be short of money, knowing that we should stick to this for quite a long time and not revisit this as soon as we need money. We are not, Mr. Singh says we're not talking about bringing the reserves down. But as you know, in financial investments, there's no certainty about reserves going up. It can come down for any number of reasons. We may have to draw on them, like we did this year. It can come down because the markets can come down and bring the value of our investments down, despite our best management of GIC or Temasek, as has happened from time to time. And there is a balance of risk which we have to accept, and then there's a fundamental mindset. What are you depending on for the future? What is for now? And I suggest that our mindset should be, what I have planned for the future, I think of as only touching them in extremis. On Monday, when Mr. Singh spoke about trade-offs and difficulties, he said, yes, he knows that there's more spending which is necessary, that old folks, there will be trade-offs, and we can raise income taxes. He didn't say GST, but he's prepared to raise income taxes. Well, these are political judgments which you have to make, but finally you have to be able to spend what you are able to earn. And I suggest that our fundamental mindset should be, we pay our way forward, and we do not depend on another little bit from the reserves, another little bit from the reserves, another little bit from the reserves. Each time, I'm not really compromising a principle, I'm just getting a little bit more pregnant. And it is not, I suggest, that is not the way we should think. As a generation, we should be thinking for the future, for the next generation, and I'm their founders. I want to help to provide for them. And I think that is the mindset which has brought us here, and that's the mindset which will serve our children and grandchildren well. Now, on SMTO's anecdote and Mr. Pritam Singh's arguments, his arguments do not respond to the anecdote, because the basic point is this: whatever happens, there will be opposition MPs elected into this House. It's assured by our Constitution, and it has worked out, and the opposition has been making use of this system. The Workers' Party in the last election had NCMPs, PSP in this term have NCMPs. There will be opposition in this House to hold the party to account, to hold the government to account. So if you think the government is doing the wrong thing in terms of MPs' offices, in terms of the MPs and the community centres, by all means, vote the government out, put a new government in, change the government, change the policy. But if you say, vote against the government because somebody else will look after getting the PAP government, and you just become a free rider, and you vote opposition, no harm, the PAP will still be there, then I think the system must fail. Because the system can only work if people vote sincerely, honestly, in accordance with what they really want, and to produce a result which matches their true intentions. And if they vote tactically, the consequence must be one day they will get the result which they marked the X for, but which they did not intend. And I think that's a wrong thing to teach people to do. You go to the elections, you vote for the person whom you have trust in, who will run your system, who will run your government. And our system is designed so that if you do that, it will be stable. If you don't do that, I think you're courting trouble. I can understand why Mr. Singh, as leader of the opposition and not in a position yet to challenge the government, would like to make this argument that the government PAP will be there, don't worry, you can safely vote for me, I'm not going to be the next PM. But I put it to you that that is not the right thing to do morally, and it's not the right thing to do for Singapore. Now, thirdly, on the system still running, he quoted Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, and indeed we have designed it to the best of our ability so that if the PAP is out of government, it shall not collapse straight away. But let me just ask you whether you really believe that if this team, if the PAP one day hands over to a new opposition party, the system can work the way it has been working? Yes, you can keep it flying. There's an autopilot. You can fly straight and level for some time. There are countries where the political system continually produces revolving door cabinets. Japan for a time was like that before Mr. Abe became Prime Minister a second time. And every 6 months you have a new Prime Minister, a new Minister for Trade and Industry, and so forth. The country didn't collapse. Did it do well? No. When Mr. Abe came in with, I think this time he was 8-9 years in government, 8 years, and got a team together and set directions, the country moved. So to say that the system is such that with civil servants and SAF and so on, therefore it doesn't matter who is the government, I think that's not being honest. In that case, we can dismiss all the ministers. They can go on leave. You don't need ministers. Anybody can be a minister. But you need to run a system which is finely tuned and capable. You need a very capable hand at the top. The ministers are not just presiding. The ministers are executive. They are running the ministries. They are expected to know all about the ministries, every in and out of the policy. When he comes here to answer in the Committee of Supply or in case there are parliamentary questions, he does not refer to his administrative vice minister, which is what the Japanese have, or in our equivalent would be the PermSec. He must master it and explain it. And when he runs the ministry, he must decide what the contents are, what the direction is, the details, and if necessary, override the officials and decide on the direction. That's how we have done COVID-19. That's how the ministerial task force has operated. Long discussions, all views heard. Finally, the ministers must decide, and quite from time to time, the decisions is not what the staff consensus come up with, because there are partly there are political factors, but sometimes because the minister must exercise judgment and take responsibility. The staff did not recommend the circuit breaker. We discussed it in cabinet. There were many pros and cons. I said, better think about this carefully. Don't make an off the seat of the pants decision. Go back, sleep it, work out a proposal, work out another proposal, 30% more draconian. Come back day after tomorrow, come back tomorrow morning, talk about it. Discuss, decide. Cabinet decides. It's a big decision, $5 billion of a supplementary budget. Civil servants, unelected, can make this, can carry this. New government come in, can know how to do this, and have that feel and that trust and that confidence of Singaporeans, as well as the officials, as well as investors and everybody else watching us, anybody can make it happen. I think that's not in this world.